Everything Everywhere All at Once is a film released on April 8th, 2022 by Studio A24. The movie is about an overworked wife and mother, Evelyn Kwan Wang, and how she is swept into the multiverse. She is warned by a different version of her husband, Wayman, that danger is coming and she has to save the universe from Jobu Tupaki, who happens to take the form of her daughter, Joy. Evelyn goes through multiple universes, including one where she pursued the acting career she left behind in her universe, and one where she was in a lesbian relationship with her IRS agent, Deidre, where they had long fingers. Through this journey, Evelyn reconnects with Wayman and Joy and realizes that her present reality, despite not being an actress or a rock or a kung fu master, is beautiful and worth living in. The film is about family and love, but it is also about embracing the present and finding joy in the ordinary. Everything Everywhere All at Once is directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, aka The Daniels. They produced the film with the Russo brothers and Jonathan Wang. The movie had a predominantly Asian cast and crew, and it draws heavily from themes of East Asian cinema, with representation of how immigrating to the United States affected Evelyn and her family, dramatic action and fight scenes, and culture through speaking Cantonese and references to Buddhism. When I am asked what my favorite film is, I always say this one. What sticks out to me in particular is Evelyn's relationship with Joy. I have a Chinese mother who immigrated to the US at a similar age as Evelyn. Our relationship has always been complicated and hard for me to describe. I relate to Joy's feeling of hopelessness about her relationship with her mother and the feeling that she will never be good enough for her. I watched the movie for the first time with my family, and I cried through the whole second half. My mom had no idea why I was so emotional. Through the chaos of the hundreds of different universes Evelyn was navigating through, she found herself in one where she was a rock that was just happy to be with Rock Joy. Even when Joy tumbled down a cliff, Evelyn followed after her. Watching the film from Evelyn's perspective helped me realize that while she often critiqued Joy, she did it because she loved her. Despite having generational differences, they share the same stress, fears, and struggles. They are connected and are still able to understand each other, although they feel different from each other sometimes. Their relationship reflects how I feel about my mother. The film was produced and directed using multiple different filming and editing techniques. The entire movie was shot on an ARRI Alexa mini camera, using various lenses, spherical and anamorphic, depending on the scene. A spherical lens captures footage without distorting it, creating a realistic look, while an anamorphic lens compresses images and adds distortion. The Daniels were very careful with the cinematography of the film. They didn't just try to visualize the coolest and most extraordinary looks. No, each of the universes should encapsulate the emotional states of Evelyn Kwan Wang. The tones and colors of the background scenes depended on how Evelyn was feeling in the movie, such as the dark and cramped setting of her home at the beginning of the film. The Daniels made sure to use harsh fluorescent lighting in the IRS building where everything unfolded to represent Evelyn's discomfort and stress. The cinematography of the film helped create the feeling that we as watchers were jumping into different universes with Evelyn. The film only had 38 shooting days in total, with a low budget of almost $25 million, compared to many high-grossing films that had multi-million-dollar budgets. Everything Everywhere All at Once earned $143.4 million, which is the most A24 has ever made for a film. The movie was edited on Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, two editing softwares many social media users use to make edits of their favorite characters and films. The Daniels contributed to the editing of the film. Editors use a swarm editing technique that utilizes collaboration that sifts the work through one main editor who assigns jobs to the other people editing. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a remarkable film that evokes emotion in watchers and is enriched with culture and love. The movie uses different cinematic techniques to create these emotions and represent what Evelyn was feeling on this journey. The crew behind the film put great effort into creating a story that draws from Asian cinema and teaches many powerful lessons. I encourage anyone who has not yet seen this film to put it on for your next family movie night or just watch it in your free time. Thank you so much for listening to my video essay.